Good evening, Tallahassee, and thanks for tuning in. It's a lovely Tuesday, May 17th, and thanks again for joining us. We are taking a break from those beautiful sunny skies and instead get ready for a few more days of mostly cloudy. Definitely lots of humidity all today. We had that blanket of clouds, as you can see here, and that made it kind of a little bit cooler than we were used to for the past few days, 82 degrees. Tonight's forecast is going to be a little bit warmer than we're used to, again, because of that cloud cover. All of the warmth is just staying near the surface. And even though we did have only like scattered showers, we're gonna see more storms early in the evening. And next, here's Ulises with the Spanish weather.
Oh. All right. Thanks, Nicole. Muchas gracias. Ahora voy a hacer un local en español. Actualmente para el día de hoy alcanzamos 83 grados para la máxima del día de hoy con una mínima alrededor de 73 grados. Sobre lo normal para este tiempo del año para la mínima de hoy. Eso es gracias a la nubosidad, pero eso también mantenía las máximas un poco debajo de lo normal por la tarde. Actualmente tenemos 82 grados con cielos mayormente nublados, con la humedad al 70% y los vientos saliendo del norte a 10 millas por hora. Vemos las temperaturas actuales sobre el Big Bend, las temperaturas cálidas a esta hora con 82 en Tallahassee y Monticello y 70 sobre la costa gracias a las lluvias sobre Apalachicola y Carabel. La humedad relativa en las últimas 24 horas ha subido sobre la región, actualmente 93% en Carabel, 70% en Quincy, 96% en Mariana. Cuando vemos en el satélite de radar, bastante nubosidad dominó durante el día de hoy. También tuvimos unos cuantos chubascos sobre la ciudad capital de Tallahassee, pero la mayoría de la actividad se ha mantenido sobre la parte sur de la región, especialmente sobre los condados de Taylor y Dixie, y ya continuando en camino hacia Tampa, donde están teniendo tormentas severas esta tarde. El mapa de pronóstico para el resto del sureste del país, el frente frío se va a mantener sobre el sureste de la región para el día miércoles y eso va a continuar aumentando las probabilidades de lluvias. So tenga esas paraguas al lado suyo para los próximos días de esta semana, pero bastante nubosidad y las temperaturas se van a mantener sobre de unos cuantos grados debajo de lo normal para mañana y el jueves. Para esta noche 68 grados, las tormentas van a dominar hasta la medianoche, so tenga planes alternativos y va a hacer actividades hoy. Y para mañana también las tormentas y las lluvias van a regresar después del mediodía con los vientos saliendo del suroeste a 5 millas por hora y el pronóstico marítimo y vas a tomar planes en el mar y en el barco. Mejor tenga otros planes. La picada va a ser leve a moderada con las tormentas desarrollándose por la tarde. Acuérdese que el sol amanece a las 6:41 de la mañana y anochecer a las 8:27 de la noche. Y para los próximos 7 días, las lluvias van a continuar hasta el sábado. Ya después del sábado, condiciones mejores van a regresar, pero las máximas van a subir cerca de los 90 grados ya para el próximo martes y las mínimas van a comenzar a disminuir. Pero excelentes condiciones, pero tenemos que ver el final del túnel hasta el sábado. So, va a ser una semana larga, pero vamos a llegar hasta ahí. Y ahora vamos a continuar con el sureste en inglés. For now in the southeast, current temperatures throughout the Big Bend and throughout the rest of the southeast, really cool right now. 71 in Savannah, 70 in Atlanta, and that's thanks to all that cloud cover and rain. A little bit toastier out towards the west with 84 in Shreveport, and even some 90s now towards southern Texas and even to the Mexican border, so near the Brownsville area. You can see some of those 90s. The 24-hour change, very impressive. 20 degrees warmer than it was at this time yesterday in Tupelo, Mississippi, and Little Rock, Arkansas, and that's due to that sunshine. And at this time yesterday for them, though, the rain is what was dominating for them. But towards the east, you can see where the rain has fallen. 6 degrees cooler in Tallahassee, 5 degrees cooler in Atlanta. So it's been really a soggy ride on I-75 all the way from Atlanta all the way down to Tampa. But those winds have come out of the southwest, has brought in that humidity, the cloud cover beginning to build ahead of that frontal system with those winds up to 17 miles per hour in Orlando. and those winds are going to continue to be somewhat of an issue with those isolated thunderstorms building throughout the region. The dew point numbers, because of that humidity, the ick factor is high, very muggy and oppressive, 60s and 70s all throughout, and that's going to continue as we go throughout the next day or so. Even Key West right now near 80, so very, very muggy, bad frizzy hair days if you're going to go outside, especially ladies, for the next day or so. But satellite and radar all throughout the southeast, the rain continues to be a big factor. All the way from the Carolinas down into Florida, we have seen some special marine warnings now in effect for parts of Volusia County and Flagler County. So if you're out in those waters, take extreme caution. We do see some rain now beginning to approach towards the Tampa and Sarasota area. We also have severe thunderstorm watches in effect towards West Texas until 10 o'clock Central Daylight Time. So very active day all throughout the southeast. Just remember to take caution. And also with all this rain coming in, just remember to turn around, don't drown if you see flooding waters nearby. For the future cast, the rain will continue, especially with that cold front becoming more of a stationary front as we go towards the second half of the week. It's not really going to be towards the weekend when really all this rain will finally push towards the east. But overall, just have those umbrellas with you. For tonight, temperatures still on the warm side, 60s throughout majority of the region, 64 in Montgomery, 61 in Atlanta, a little bit cooler towards the northwest in Little Rock at 56, toasty 79 in Key West. Overall, cloudy skies, very little sunshine. So if you need sunshine, you're not going to find it here. You got to find it somewhere else. Hopefully Andres knows where in the National.
Thank you, Ulises. Moving on to the national look, as Ulises just mentioned, we can see around that current conditions, it's 80 in Memphis. That's where I'm from. So my folks back home, they're sitting nice and toasty at 80 degrees, 82 here in Tallahassee, and 48 in Denver. They're having a little bit of a cool spot. They got some cloud coverage, and they have I'll show you later on, they have a winter weather advisory in the southern part of Colorado, mainly up in the mountains, around right over here. But for the most part, the United States is seeing temperatures as you go further north, a little bit milder, 62 in Detroit, 65 in Minneapolis. We have a big high pressure system sitting up here in the upper plains that's just keeping everything a little bit cloudy, but fair weather clouds. But for the most part, conditions are perfect. And 68 in Seattle. And moving on to satellite and radar across the nation, as you can see here, we had a bunch of moisture that's popping up. All these storms are popping up in the Gulf of Mexico, and they're shooting up here towards the northeast as they hit Florida, a little bit farther south of us. But all these storms are going to continue to pop up across the state. But as you move over here towards Texas, now this is where it's going to get interesting for the next couple of hours. There's a lot of moisture and a lot of lift that's going on over there. They have a little bit of a shortwave that's causing, a lower pressure system sitting here in Texas that's causing a lot of this lift. And we need to keep our eyes over there because there's going to be a lot of strong storms and that are going to produce heavy rain, hail, and very, very damaging winds. So please, if you have any family over there, just keep track of them for the rest of the afternoon. But for the most part, the rest of the country is sitting pretty, as we have a little bit of if you see over here, a little bit of a spin. We have another low pressure system right over there, and it's popping up some storms. But we have another system here that's going to come into Seattle, the Pacific Northwest later on. That'll be probably about Thursday, but nothing major right now. But as we can see, we have some tornado warnings that just popped up here in the southern part of Texas. As I told you, we have some strong storms down there. So please, if you have any family, just make sure you keep track of them. And moving on over here, closer to home, we have some special marine warnings off the coast, east coast of the United States, and also some gale warnings for some ships over there. So, but let me point something interesting here. The northern part of Michigan, they have freeze warning for tonight. Yes, it is May, but it's still cold here in the United States for the most part. But as we continue, the water vapor, look at this, folks. It's just popped up overnight, or throughout the day, excuse me. A lot of moisture just being sapped out of the Gulf of Mexico and brought our way. And also you can see over here towards Texas, we have a lot of moisture going on over there too. So we got, like I said, it's just a lot of stuff going on over there. And if you look closely, you can see that spin in the upper atmosphere as well. But moving on into the futurecast, we can see that these storms going on into tonight, and into tomorrow, but it's going to be 61 in Atlanta for tonight, 69 in Tallahassee, 56 in Memphis, and 48 in Kansas City. But as we move on into tomorrow's forecast, it's going to be 89 here in Tallahassee. Chances of storms, so please, folks, be careful tomorrow. Keep your umbrellas handy, as we will have some afternoon thunderstorms pop up throughout the day. So, but for the most part, the rest of the country is going to be sitting pretty, and we're going to have some storms out in the west, but for right now, we're going to pass it on to Jake, as he's going to take a look around the southeast.
Thanks a lot, Andres. Gulf of Mexico moisture, you say. Let's talk about the state of Florida here, the Sunshine State, not really living up to its name right now, sitting at 82 degrees in Orlando, 79 in Jacksonville, 87 being the high spot in Fort Myers. That rain hasn't quite hit there yet, but you see in the Big Bend, areas of northern Florida up near Gainesville, that's where that rain has really been pounding. We'll see that in a radar pretty soon. Here's our water vapor imagery. Like Andres was showing in his national segment, you see this big booming area of moisture of the upper levels coming here. That provides the fuel for the fire for these big-time thunderstorm clouds to really start firing up. And there's heavy rainfall across some major interstate corridors right now. I-75 running through north central Florida is getting hit pretty hard right now. Starting off in South Florida, though, with that radar, most of the rainfall is situated off towards the east, pushing into Broward County away from Collier right now, stretching up towards Palm Beach. We had a funnel cloud report up in Vero Beach about an hour and a half ago, so that was something interesting to note there. Some of these storms do have a little bit of rotation on them as they're propagating their way off towards the north and the east. Take this up into central Florida. Orlando was getting spared for most of the day, but as you see, this rain has really been blowing up as the day has gone on. Ocala and the I-75 corridor up towards Gainesville, even pushing up towards parts of St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra Beach, where the Players' Championship just concluded, getting hit really hard over there. And now let's take it over a little bit further north. See, it's just starting to get into the northern parts of Jacksonville, off towards the west as well, parts of the Big Bend, Lake City, Live Oak, other areas like that. And now let's go into the futurecast rainfall, see what's going to be looking, what we're looking ahead at for the next day or so in terms of Florida specifically, but really the entire southeast. See big swaths of rainfall off to our west, but around here, South Florida getting hit pretty hard. Some areas experiencing potentially over an inch of rain. Miami and areas just off to the north, such as West Palm Beach, could be looking locally at areas with 2 inches of rain or even more. Same around here as well. Valdosta, we had noted earlier, was going to be getting, actually we're going to be noting that a little bit later, is going to be getting hit pretty hard in the overnight hours. Tallahassee, expecting a little bit over an inch of rainfall as the day carries on. Wednesday, that rainfall is just going to keep building, particularly in South Florida, 1.12 inches in Miami. Pretty heavy cluster up near Fort Lauderdale as the day goes on Wednesday. And now let's move that into tonight's forecast. 70 degrees in Orlando, 68 Jacksonville, 69 Tallahassee. Very warm off to the south. That cloud cover is still hanging around. Tomorrow, more of the same. 91 in Fort Myers, 88 Palm Beach. Rainfall dominating really the entirety of the country. So let's wrap the show up here. Let's give it to Colleen for one last look at the local weather.
Hi, now we're going to take a look into Tallahassee. Zoom on in. It has not been that great outside today. We have 82 degrees in Tallahassee. Now, compared to yesterday, there was red all over, but that has been cooled off due to that moisture boom that has clued in all over Tally and all over Florida. But now look at the Doppler radar. Most of the activity from this storm cell will be all over central and south Florida, but there are still showers in Tallahassee, happening. Over in Bainbridge, has been all over Tallahassee going into tomorrow morning, but the 24-hour temperature change, there has been a 6 degrees temperature change that has dropped due to all that moisture in the air. Apalachicola 2, Quincy 3. That storm will bring in some cooler temperatures, but sadly rain as well. Yes, we see here 2 inches of rain up to 2.5 of, if we look over in Valdosta, 3 inches of rain. Now that is dangerous because that can cause a lot of troubles with communications through the roadways. And Tallahassee, 2 inches of rain, so make sure to wear the rain boots tomorrow and stay safe out there. But as we go into Wednesday, see that increases maybe up to 3 inches, but mainly down to 2.5. If you're out there on the sand, it is not the best day to go out there. But if you're a little risky and do like to go surfing, it is 1 to 3 feet, and just wear that sunblock because you can still get burnt through those clouds. Now the water will be 78 degrees, which is pretty warm, which won't be that bad. But tonight's forecast, 70% chance of rain. The storms will continue early on, but it will mainly occur in the afternoon as that warm creates a lot of moisture in the air and a lot of storms. Now tomorrow's forecast, we have 60% chance, PM storms likely. Those classic afternoon summer showers will come our way. And if we look at our day planner, scattered showers in the AM, storms fire up, and higher chances of rain again at 5 p.m. So make sure to get prepared. wear rain boots, rain jacket, whatever you need to do. But the 7-day forecast, as we see a bunch of rain, yeah, that looks sad because we just want the sun, right? But there will be the light at the end of the tunnel on Monday. But make sure to like us on Facebook/FSU Weather, watch us on livestream.com/FSU Weather, follow us on Twitter/FSU Weather, and thank you for tuning in, folks. We will see you tomorrow. And remember, there won't be a Friday show, but Monday through Thursday, 6 to 6:15 p.m. Thank you. Have a good night.